So yeah, no, that's definitely something Liquid could take to their benefit. But yeah, I would still have a bit of a button on Mousesports winning this. And again, it becomes a similar issue as to what we saw on Train. The fact that Liquid don't have a dedicated opper. The Mousesports definitely do.
Yeah.
They have Oscar, and we've been like he rarely has a bad game on Mirage. It feels like he's just normally just stellar on every map. But Mirage, obviously, a ton of opportunities for him to do stuff both on the T and CT side in terms of where he can actually try to find opening picks and so on. And he can thrive in so many different environments, really. So it's going to be difficult for Liquid to kind of deal with that, I think, if Mousesports are able to establish their economy. But then again, we saw the first map. That was definitely not a case of any teams being able to establish anything at all, at least on their defending sides. So if it becomes a similar situation where it's just very chaotic, low econ buys, etc., I think that's going to be the best opportunity for Liquid to have a fighting chance.
Well, they did win the knife round and start on the CT side, so that'll be something for them to at least relish, but
Yeah.
we're into the pistol. Mousesports, a quick A executed teams. Just Oscar coming in late through the underpass to try and split connector. Deep smoke, we've seen Mousesports do this before versus SK, I think it was. Very aggressive, trying to get control towards jungle, but the issue is Liquid are hitting their shots, so they're going to return fire. Sunny does pick up 2 kills with the Glock though, and that's going to swing things heavily back in the favor of Mousesports. Control for Twist trying to be taken from CT, and Nafly pushes up on top of the stairs. He'll get 1. So now it's back into a 2-on-2, but look at the bomb in all of this madness. Chris J has rotated, and Oscar, that flank through the connector we already talked about, he will take down Steel. Now, this is a real awkward spot for Nafly.
Yeah, he doesn't have a defuse kit either. So he's going to be able to pick that up on his way towards the B bomb site. So that gives him a little bit more time to play with. Obviously, he doesn't have any massive amounts of utility to speak of. Can smoke off, so he can kind of cross out one angle initially as he tries to isolate the 2 Mousesports players. But Oscar with the off angle catches Naf off guard, so they know where he's coming from. And now it should be a pretty easy task for Mousesports to deal with this, but Chris J with a very aggressive peek for no real reason. Could have just played the bomb site and held the angle with Oscar, but Oscar much more passively. Oh, gonna get caught out as well. Oh, Mousesports. That's definitely not how you play a 2v1.
No, that is not good. Oscar almost got away as well. He almost wrapped the corner in time on that timing, but I mean, Nafly is a very good USP player, as Mousesports have worked out the hard way. And that is not a round you want to have if you're Mousesports. Everything in their favor, a 2v1, as you said, and very misplayed.
Unnecessary aggression from Chris J there. They could have so easily set up in a crossfire and forced Naf to commit to one angle, which should allow a trade frag to come in. Instead, they just give him the 2 1v1s, which is what he looked for. He didn't even have to, force the hand of Mousesports. That's a lost opportunity, and as we said, we did favor Mousesports going into this map, and but Liquid have played Mirage tons, even with Nafly recently coming into the lineup, and where they have really thrived on this map so far, versus at least in this tournament, has been on their CT side. So getting off to a good start, that's optimal for them. If they can establish their economy here, then who knows what can happen. So far, it's going pretty decently. Naf finds the cheeky tower in mid, and right now it's just feeding time for the CT frenzy, and they pick up a flawless second round.
That they do, but Mousesports weren't really trying to invest into that, just B250s, and now we have the buy. So AK can come through. AWP not really going to be an option with this kind of money, but it's the same story for Liquid. They're still heavy on the SMGs. 3, in fact. This could be a bit dangerous moving into this round, because Mousesports now have a good potential of getting their first gun round on the board, but Liquid do have money to fall back on. So again, just your standard 3rd round after a bomb plant pistol. If Mousesports win this, Liquid buy up and try and get that reset and keep things off to a good start on the CT side.
Yeah, and obviously if Liquid are able to win with what they have, then that's a massive advantage going forward. And then we could be looking at Liquid solidifying themselves early on this first half.
Well, Rob's up in the palace and Mousesports deep in mid. A default early on, but look at the aggression from Liquid. They get a lot of info from that. They don't continue with the push, don't want to overstep the mark as Twist and Steel fall back to on the balcony. I'm surprised if you push up ramp and you get the info that it's clear that they actually commit to a 3-man A play, actually 4-man A play.
Boy, oh boy. Messed up smoke from Mousesports, so mistakes glaringly evident as they were on Train as well. Gonna put down another one. But as you said, yeah, only one player towards that B bomb site. And we saw actually SK do this quite a few times versus Mousesports as well. And Taco was left in a bit of a struggling situations a lot of the times when that was the case. Naf, though, needs to find an early crack.
Oh, that jump. He tries to get on top of the van and he gets so caught off in position. Sunny entry comes through. Nitro trading from the market, but already with a pick, Mousesports keep this man advantage in their favor. And again, retaking with SMGs here. Liquid really not equipped for this round.
Yeah.
They may as well give it a shot, see what they can do. If they can grab an early couple of kills, that could be possible. And Rob's getting aggressive. That may give Elysian a chance, but the timing, that is so unlucky. Poor guy.
That is, yeah, that makes you feel bad inside watching that. Oh, that's going to seal the deal at least. Mousesports are going to strike back as soon as possible, pretty much. First buy round, they get in and around on the board. Twist, Steel, they're going to hold on to the weapons they have. If not for the weaponry itself, then at least for the diffuse kits, Kevlar, and utility. And as you said, they didn't invest too heavily into this round, so the likelihood of seeing a buy coming up here, highly likely. But Mousesports do a good job of surviving with a lot of players, and well, Twist actually just runs back in very, very late, throws away a ton of money, and well, he doesn't really have anything, so yeah, they're going to rebuy into it. So there's no logical explanation as to why you'd do that if you're Twist.
I think, very uncommon for a player to actually save in the market there, so Oscar catching him off guard, but Twist maybe trying to run through, grab a gun, grab some utility, a kit, something.
The one gun they dropped wasn't Sunny by Edward, so there's no way he's actually making it all the way there. So that's just...
Don't know.
Just doesn't make sense.
And maybe hiding from someone that he may have suspected could be in CT or jungle, but no, I mean, questionable either way. They still have the buy, albeit limited on Twist, and the utility on Elite not being great either. The AWP on Nitro. If Mousesports win this round, they get an AWP for free. That is prime time on the T side.
Yeah, and instead of Liquid having the opportunity to solidify their economy, it's going to be Mousesports doing so. But that said, even though with losing Twist in that previous round, Liquid, they still have a shot at this. They have a fair bit of utility still. 1 minute left in the round. 2 Molotovs to smoke. So opportunities definitely around here for them to pick up the round.
Mousesports do take that control towards short. Surprised Liquid give them so much room when they have this AWP, but without rifles to really support it, it does make it difficult. That fly up in the ladder room, going to fall off into window. Careful, doesn't make noise. Sunny in control of the connector, though. That is a bit of an issue. Chris J won't check the corner, though, and Nafly finds that kill. Tries to jump back, Mystico's ready and waiting, so trade instant for Mousesports into a 4-on-4, with Rops trying to exploit the A-bomb site with all this rustling going on in middle, at least. Mousesports may be able to catch some players off guard. Nitro trying to come in from the CT spawn. Rops can time this as well, considering Nitro's now watching the stairs, but there's 2 players in CT.
It's going to be really tough to get down the bomb plant here, though, for Mousesports, because Twist is still lurking about in pit.
Oh, Sunny fakes it.
Yeah, he fakes out the plant, but still stays alive, and that's all it takes, even though Nitro initially misses the shots. Twist is there as a safety net, and Team Liquid do grab the round, only losing 2 players as well.
And they upgrade to AKs on those SMGs as well, so that's a really good round for Liquid. Not only well played, but also it's going to help them out a lot coming forward, because now Mousesports' money is in a bit of a rut. Bomb plant's going to be something they pretty much require now moving forward, but either way, Liquid now 3-1. On a map we expect Mousesports to win, but Liquid so far looking very, very strong. Mousesports actually going to force into this round. Interesting. 3 AKs, a UMP, and a CZ. I was expecting some form of eco here, but they are confident, apparently. We're getting only 2 kills, really. Liquid's money isn't exactly low, so Mousesports wanting to exploit just their own economy here and try and get something done, try and catch Liquid off guard. But with this being already a slow-paced round, Liquid definitely going to throw a question mark into it. Elige spotted and tagged by Rops as well. But that's the jig up. That's the AK shown, and Mousesports bounding onto this A-bomb site. Twist isn't smoked off. They've got to be very careful with that CT position. Liquid just trying to set up for the retake already. Elige and Nitro tagged up early on. Mousesports yet to get this bomb down. They are taking their time. Limited utility now. Smoke left on Sunny, needs to go out, but he's stuck in the stuck in mid, watching that connector rotate. Elige looking like he may check the corner, but no, he doesn't. Sunny will catch him off guard, and Mousesports already finding the first pick so late into the round. So Liquid now a man disadvantage on the retake. Nafly going to be the first man in. Twist hits a shot. Nafly follows up. This is going wonderfully for Liquid, and somehow they turn it into a 1-on-3. They know Sunny's in middle. It's actually Oscar, sorry, in a 1v3. Not going to be able to do it. And Liquid win that round. How?
I mean, again, getting good trades. The trade from Robs obviously kind of forced, his hand is forced with the two initial duels of the players on site from Mousesports going down, so he has to get something done to either buy space for Sunny, and also the fact that they have a rotation coming around the entirety from pit towards mid again from Oscar. In that scenario, with how long it takes for Liquid to actually attempt the retake, you might say that Mousesports would have been better off with just having Oscar play from pit the entire time. Could have helped out the guy stuck in Sandwich, for instance, as he gets pushed on, that kind of a thing. But obviously, I think the idea is that you wouldn't expect two players from Mousesports if you're Liquid, right, to play from mid, especially with Sunny surviving. But yeah, it's a well done retake by Liquid with very limited utility and means to do so. And that's obviously going to put Mousesports on a bit of a back foot. They do have 2 round loss bonus plus a bomb plant, but yeah, they're going to opt for an eco. They probably want op in the hands of Oscar, and you can see him sitting on 3.4. That's what's going to be the big goal for Mousesports coming up next. And aggression coming in from Nafla here in mid. Spot out Oscar, and that's both oppers, or both potential oppers for Mousesports down already.
Although Sunny with the Deagle, got to watch out. Nitro coming out of the Palace. We've seen him do some wonderful things on Train. Maybe he can carry that over to this map as well. Moving towards the jungle, Elige catches it. So Team Liquid seeming to get rid of the threat. Rops has already fallen back as well, but Twist has walked past the bomb. I'm sure he knows it's there, but just trying to hunt for kills of the Mousesports players that may be in the B apps now. It's Rops. He's been spotted as well. Twist should have an easy time with that frag, and he does. So Liquid, again, this is a flawless round. That's a lot of money built up for the North Americans, looking very strong in this second map as well. Not how I've been expecting this to go, but we've yet to see too many buys from Mousesports. Now we have an open play with 4 rifles. Their opportunity to get themselves back into this one.
Yeah. It hasn't been, I guess, a real buy from Mousesports. Obviously, they had the 3rd round buy, which worked out, but them getting reset right after put them in a bit of a rough spot. And Team Liquid have been really good on the CT side so far in this tournament, especially on Mirage.
Quick ladder in control though. Oscar, deep molly. Gotta be careful here, but the nades are going past me. Peak's expecting Liquid to maybe be taking that fight with the utility, but Steel holding pretty reserved here. And that's good for him, because if not, Oscar would surely win that fight. Nafly's also posted with a Molotov just ready and waiting. Mousesports still look like they want to commit towards this B-bomb site though, and Steel, he's going to be playing contact. So Chris J, as soon as he spots him, Nafly throws down the Molotov. Although Mousesports having second thoughts, going to slow things down and set up for smokes.
Yeah. Now that, well, Steel, it's almost a necessity for Steel to get at least 1 frag here in this position to kind of create space for Naf. Now they're falling off of their positions, so the smokes might be even better for Mousesports here, with Naf moving towards Edward. They do have a Liege in their position where he could rotate pretty quickly in from Catwalk. That might be a bit of a surprise. Ooh. Heads get spotted. Nice frag there from Steel, but gets immediately traded. They know where Nafly is as well, but oh, they find a Liege. That's massive. Sunny with 3 kills. Opens up the entirety of the B-bomb site, all by his lonesome. And well, MP9 and AWP retake on the hand for Liquid, and I think they just need to bail out from this situation. No real utility to speak of, 2 flashes, but they have no idea where the 4 remaining Mousesports players are going to find themselves on site.
I was going to say that looked very dangerous for Mousesports with the bomb going down straight first with Chris in the open for Liquid, and they had all the information to allow for that full rotate, but still Mousesports do it, and Rob's even going to take down Twist as well. Nitro has to hold on to this AWP, because while the money is okay, of course, why waste it to 1v4, and the round is over. Mousesports, another round for them, so they found 2, and Sunny, a phenomenal 3K. He has been playing so well this series as well.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he's been the best player for Mousesports throughout this event.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just been lights out. And normally he has really, really, really good Mirage matches as well. Like, we've seen it time and time again. He just comes up shining, saving Mousesports a lot of the time as well in these close battles. And this time around wasn't necessarily close, as he just clocked 3 Liquid players. And Liquid had a very, very nice setup, honestly, to deal with that. Obviously, Steel finding the first frag onto Chris J. That's kind of what he had to do, and that should be enough space for Naf and Elige to get something done. But Sunny just impeccable aiming. Still concede for Mouse.
They execute for Mousesports, smokes in straight away. They are going very quickly. Twist is going to molly, and again, he doesn't need to fight this. They don't smoke CT just so they can try and find that pick, but he wants to keep the 5-on-5. Try and play for this retake here. Passive.
And again, it's the same plan for Mousesports. They're going to ignore CT spawn. They do have a late lurk. They're actually going to have a double lurk. So this is the exact same scenario we saw last time around, though better after plant positions from Mousesports, not as caught out.
Again, 2 towards mid. So it's not even just Sunny. That's going to really catch out Liquid if they don't expect it like last time. Chris J, he's going to be under the balcony. The smoke goes towards Ramp. Good utility usage from Liquid, but they don't check the corner. Chris gets one. Surely he doesn't double down. He does. Natfly trades, but Liquid need to hurry up. They're trying to get on this bomb. They're getting the frags in. Natfly finds a double up, but still Sunny lines them all. 2 kills for him, maybe a third. Sunny again saving the day for Mousesports. 3 kills back to back.
Back to back champion. Well, Sunny doing it all for Mousesports right now, and Chris J obviously with an instrumental 2 kill there on the site, because you see how quickly the 2 other remaining players on Mousesports fall. It's Stico and Rops. Rops doesn't get anything done. And I guess when you've already ran this and you've done this in previous tournaments as well, teams will be aware of like what player is supposed to be where in that sense. Rops is always playing apps. That's kind of just what he does. So if he's still alive, it's a safe assumption for Liquid to kind of just expect him to be there. Same thing with Sunny and Connector. I'm a bit surprised that Mousesports or Oscar specifically decided to take the extended detour, I guess. Obviously the rotation through mid like he did in the previous round. That's perfectly fine. It's really difficult for Liquid to kind of expect that happening time and time again. But, you know, with them going down so quickly on site, that could very easily end up in a situation where Sunny doesn't necessarily land his shots like he does there, and Oscar's still not necessarily in place to be able to deal with the diffuser.
One big opening that I can see from Mousesports as well, I hope they catch on to it, is that Liquid have been playing for retake every single time that Mousesports has taken this A bomb site with utility. So if we start to see Mousesports continue to do that, you know, there's a very good potential for a fake and then, you know, some form of execute onto B. Couple of smokes towards the A bomb site, maybe one player to commit and Liquid to probably fully rotate and set up for that 5-on-5 retake that they expect, but they have no info. You know, all these times it's kind of just banking when they rotate. The Mousesports are committing, so there's definitely an opening for a fake with the B site being taken when it comes to another buy round. But on this round, Chris J is just making money. Cash. 2 kills with the MP7 towards the B bomb site. Liquid respond with some aggression on A, but to be honest, this shouldn't find too much. Rops gets dinked, but he will be able to secure 2 frags, and with the leech being low as well, maybe even a third. Gonna get caught off out of position, but it's a small consolation frag. Yeah.
And as you mentioned, definitely room for Mousesports to be aware of the tendencies. I think they were a tiny bit lucky. I guess it might also something they caught onto as well. The fact that they did play fairly passively in the first couple of rounds, so, and took a lot of time off the clock before they actually committed to any sort of bomb sites. So the fact that they sped up during that round might have caught Liquid off guard because they were so heavily focused on looking towards mid. And that left Twist in an isolated situation. And if you're Twist in that spot, you don't want to take the fight versus a full execute, obviously, on Mouse. So you have to play for the retake. So it could be circumstantial in the sense that Liquid just expecting Mousesports to try to get mid control right off the bat, and then just being put in poor positions.
Oh, look at that from Elige. Very unsure about that fight. Sunny's just going to entry up onto middle as usual. Natfly trying to respond up from short. His spray won't connect either. Stico hits his headshot. So Mousesports already finding a double entry towards the middle area, but the A site is a different story entirely. Twist and Nitro finding a kill each. Chris J upgrades, but Twist escapes the default box, and Chris doesn't realize. Steel even going to follow up. What's happening for Liquid? Where are these trades from Mousesports? Oscar can't do a thing about that, and he just has to molly it off and get away. So now Mousesports, from a 5-on-3 to a 3-on-2, they have to pull their way back. Oscar does hold the B rotation, but there's no reason to Steel to move off of this bomb site. Not yet, at least. The bomb's not been spotted. Chris is trying to sneak his way up towards A, but with Twist up in the Palace, Team Liquid have that insurance policy on that retake.
Still 2 Molotovs in the hands of Mousesports, though. They should be at least putting one of these onto site. And the remaining one, I mean, considering how there was just a random smoke up towards A-apps, I feel like that would definitely be a play as well. Instead, they're going to go for the bomb plant. Chris inside the smoke. Still not able to deal with Twist. I'm very confused as to what Mousesports were thinking right there. That was just very odd. Didn't use any of the utility they had at hand. Like, even Chris, like they know that Twist has been damaged pretty heavily while he won the duel. I think it was versus Rops when he was down on site. Rob, you know, the entire time, Chris didn't have an angle to actually get a headshot because he's behind default, but doesn't use any utility Could be because he's scared of a re-peek from Twists, but you know, once he backs off towards the steps, at that point he could, you know, get a Molotov down onto the site, actually not have to worry about that angle, peek in towards either apps or balcony. But kind of hesitant from Mousesports.
I feel like them getting into a 2-on-3 anyway was a list of mistakes before that, not being able to trade those kills up short. You know, Oscar are very aggressive, but doesn't repeat when his teammate goes down to steal, so surprising there. But Mousesports still 4 rounds and another buy coming through. They're going to hit the A-bomb site very quickly, or at least Chris will. Oscar's opened up. Twist is still on ramp. They haven't found this position yet because Deco's gone down to the AWP of Nitro. Luckily, he's dead, so Rops gets that, but they still don't check ramp because Twist hasn't been spotted. One for him. Spray onto Chris J. How does he hit that as well? Going to fall back as well. And Twist is playing this so perfectly. He doesn't need to take this fight. Mousesports can't get the bomb down because there's already CTs in the bomb site, and now it's Sunny in a 1v3. Finds the first. Nade to Twist, but he's already out ramp. Flash is perfect to Sunny, but somehow he just stays alive. Bomb in his position. There's the second kill from Sunny. Utility to work with, but he doesn't need it. Damage to Twist, not the spray. And Twist will hit the shot. 3 HP remaining and 3 kills in that round.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but did Mousesports do that push with 4 people through apps?
Ooh.
And they were so delayed as well, so staggered. Chris J obviously like first man out on site, followed by Oscar. And they're out rather quickly, but...
Yeah, they only had one player coming out ramp. That was Stico. He died to the AWP of Nitro.
Exactly,
so, right.
yeah. And the 2 remaining players, which would be Robs and Sunny, they were so far back in apps that they didn't really get any sort of trades. Like, once Nitro goes down and spawn and Twist gets that frag, at that point you should have enough players around to actually be able to pounce on him. You could maybe say that Chris shouldn't have gone and committed to the plant at that point so early on with no necessarily clearance of what's going on T-ramp, but... it doesn't feel like we're seeing like a very on-point Mousesports as of right now on the T side.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're not seeing any of the executes that they usually run, and none of this B control that they've been so good at on the T side, or even these mid setups. You know, 1 or 2 rounds, yeah, but this is not enough. And they're giving Liquid so much room to do things like this. Elite getting aggressive. And Mousesports, when they have this kind of limited weaponry, I would have been expecting them to run a default this round, but Chris J coming in from the back, and Oscar...
At least, yeah, he's going to get caught out here. There's no reason for Mousesports to do anything at this point. They just can kind of sit still on the site. That leaves bomb control, and now Liquid has to start second-guessing themselves whether or not Chris J is just legging it towards B or not. Instead, Oscar moves up completely by his own. No potential for a trade.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. And now I don't get the point of why you would rotate back. See, so this makes no sense for me.
And why does Rops peek there, right? Because if Chris J is not going to commit towards A with a bomb, if he's going towards B, the whole point is you want Rops to at least try and sell a fake later in the round, you know, not straight away, because now Chris could be anywhere. This is a very weird round for Mousesports, very disjointed, and...
It does not make sense. They should take a timeout right now and just talk things through. Because if this should be very evident for them. They're just getting picked off one by one. They're not doing anything as a team. And yeah, they are taking a tactical timeout. But this is worrisome because we've talked about how good Mousesports have looked, you know, on Mirage as a team. It's just been solid executes, solid trading, all the fundamentals that you expect in a good team, and now they're doing none of it. Pretty much like two of the rounds they've won have been Sunny bailing them out. I mean, that's not a sustainable way of playing a T side.
No. Well, either way, Liquid have been doing a good job of actually being able to hold on to these sites, specifically the A-bomb site. Twist as well, having a great game. Sitting at 12-5 right now, so second top for his team. Interesting to see if Mouse can get out of this rut. They do take the pause, as you say, so pistols in play. And in terms of loss bonus, it's not that built up, so they've actually invested a fair bit. They really are relying on a bomb plant here. This is an interesting decision.
Yeah, I guess we have seen Team Liquid at times
on 3-round loss bonus at this point now. So yeah, okay, yeah, no, it'll be okay. Only just though.
We have seen Mousesports still play. Liquid play with one player on that B bomb side a lot of the times. This one, though, there's just going to be 2 steadily waiting. Nitro finds the first frag. Steel follows up, and well, this is a done and dusted round. Stico remaining. We'll actually find Nitro, so that's an off down. He's going to get picked off, obviously, once Stico goes down, but maybe he can do some additional damage. Let's find Steel as well, so getting a little... Nav runs dangerously, though. Could have had a bit of an imprint on the economy of Liquid, but then again, they do feel pretty good about the situation they find themselves in for the better part.
And this buy from Mousesports, like, it's really not as good as it could be right now. Obviously, the bomb plant would have helped, but they invested a fair bit. In terms of smokes and Molotovs, it's going to be spread far and thin between. A smoke on each player, yes, but 4 flashbangs and 1 Molotov, that's not really enough for a full buy. We saw this be a big issue for them on train as well.
Yeah. This has to be like a straight-up execute from them.
Oh, well, that certainly will help things out. Oscar picks up Twist, crossing towards the jungle on ramp, so man up for Mousesports, and 1 man on the site, that's Nitro. He's got a big job to do. Does opt to back off, could have taken the shot, gonna walk back in for more, but Stiko ready and waiting. Mousesports, a double man advantage. Liquid nowhere near the site as well. The fast execute does work out wonderfully. And now Liquid, I mean, they've got the money to go for this one, but it's not going to be an easy round by any means. Steel caught out by Sunny in the spawn as well, and 2 players now left for Liquid. It may be a save.
Yeah, it might have to be. Actually, they'd still have the money to buy up in the upcoming round, but obviously, again, it's a matter of not throwing away weapons you don't have to. So yeah, actually still pretty low on money here. So they're going to drop 1 weapon over for him.
The save is actually really important. And look at the chase of Mousesports. If they do find a kill here, then that's a big impact. It may even stop Liquid from buying going forward. So let's see if Mousesports can get one of these kills. Rops even has a Molotov for this position. If he throws that in, if he throws in the Incendiary, then kills a Liege. But no, okay. Liquid will hold on to their guns, and for the last round of the half, they will have just enough.
Well, it's big for Mousesports if they can pick up a 6th round here. That will at least give them some leeway going into the second half, even if they were to lose pistol. But not an impressive showing from Mousesports at all, honestly, so far. Just had tons of opportunities to win rounds, just bungled them, doing silly mistakes that shouldn't take place, really, within a team of this caliber.
No, and it's not what we've seen from them. Again, you know, we talked about how their CT side was a bit off versus SK. Now the T side is off. Not what Mousesports have been showing us throughout this event, being a very strong team on this map. But Liquid clearly done their homework, and in fact they are looking very, very good as well. You know, having played this map every single series so far.
Yeah, they definitely warmed up on this map, that's for sure. They've shown solid retakes and everything. Twist especially playing that A-bomb side towards pit has been absolutely instrumental.
Sick angle though.
All right. Find Sunny. So no sneak into connector area. Christian's gonna molly off ladder room, and that's gonna force the leash down, and should be a pretty easy kill for Stiko. Nicely set up there from Mousesports.
Yeah, that was really well played actually. And they even heard the burn, 1 tick of burning onto a Liege, which, you know, alerted Stiko that there's definitely a player in there. Confident with the fight. Twist holds from the back of the site, and Mousesports looking to try and hit A.
Yeah, and it's in these situations we've seen Mousesports kind of mess things up for themselves once they try to move slowly towards sites, get picked off, not being in positions to trade and whatnot. No smokes down, so chances for Nitro here to do a lot of damage.
But no AWP, and that's been where he's really been getting his damage. That's a good flashbang, but it doesn't blind Rops, so Twist goes down. Wrong player taking the fight there, Nitro. Now going to be stuck towards CT. This time they smoke it off. They don't give him the leeway that he's had a lot of the times towards his position to get a pick, but he jumps up. Dangerous, and Oscar's going to punish him for doing so. Chris J coming in as well for support. Lots of damage through the box. Only needs another bullet to Nafly as he's on 8 HP, but Chris J may be getting flashed through the smoke. Where's the bomb plant in all this madness? 6 seconds left. They need to commit to it. Steel knows it. He may find the angle to Rops, but a wide face as well from Stiko. Lands a shot, still in a 1v1, but Rops will find it. So Mousesports, 6.5. But that comes down to the wire once again, and Mousesports not getting as many rounds as maybe they would have hoped.
I know, that was a shaky half, and the fact that they get 6 rounds is pretty good considering how much they messed up. And, well, that does give them a lifeline. Team Liquid, it's going to be interesting to see what they have to offer on their T side. They haven't really had the chance to play that much T side at all. They've been doing most of the work on their CT side in their previous games, so just been closing out games fairly early outside of the loss, the heavy loss versus Astralis. But both Virtus Pro and Renegades, they did most of the work to start things off. So we'll see. We know Mousesports, they have a really, really good CT sides on an average day, but what we saw from the T side was definitely not average.
What's this then? Smoke towards the connector. Everyone else running through middle. Liquid could run up short, but with 2 players on the bomb outside of A, it is going to be that A play through the connector. A Legion Nafly, double entry. Rops response. Chris drops the bomb. One more needs to happen, and he does find it. Rops now stuck in the CT spawn, and with his teammate low, the pressure is on him. Stiko 10 HP, but he has a smoke kit for this bomb. Will they allow Liquid to get the bomb plant down? Yes, it seems like Mousesports want to play for this slow retake as they walk back in, but Liquid are going to know exactly what's up. They're going to know both players are here very quickly. Elige flicks back ground and takes down Stiko, and now Rops in a 1v1. He wasn't able to get that trade. The flashbang delays him back into the push, and while he does have a kit smoke down, that's really a small consolation. He's got a big task to do, and they're playing this so perfectly. Twist getting peeked, and Elige. That's a quick trade. That could have gone wrong, but a nice hold from Liquid on that post plant.
Great round from Elige, finding that pick on Oscar in mid-window as he peeks late out into it while he's rushing up short. It definitely sets the right tone. Allows him to get up connector freely. And obviously, Christian does a pretty good effort of keeping Mousesports in that pistol round. No idea how he actually connects with that second kill onto Nitro, but, you know, they'll take it. Still not enough. And Liquid as well play that 1v2 much better than what we saw Mouse do on their T side over towards that B bomb site. Just Elige perfectly ready to pounce on that trade as soon as his teammate goes down.
It's so unlucky for Rops. He knows exactly what they're doing. You know, he's trying to bait out one of them to peeking. That's why he keeps faking and moving forward. And knows Twist is on the site, and Elige is instantly going to trade. So he does flick back round, but there's only so much you can do. Elige was too ready for that fight. So nice to see Liquid staying composed in this second half, and with them taking the pistol now, things are set up pretty perfectly. Obviously, Mouse took that first pistol round when they were on. No, sorry, Liquid. No, Liquid.
Liquid won both pistols, yeah.
No, yeah. Mouse only got the third round because they got bomb plant and then brought up third round. So
exactly.
Yeah, double pistol for Liquid. Looking for those Anticos as well, but they were fairly inconsistent with them on trade.
Yeah, they managed to lose both.
Yeah, they weren't inconsistent. They were consistently bad at the Anticos.
Yeah. And now we're going to see double scouts from Mousesports. 2 MAC-10s in play for Team Liquid. So obviously they're eyeing an opportunity to get some money stacked up here. But we've seen what happens if teams have too slow of an approach towards bomb sites. These scouts can be absolutely terrifying, and it's not, you know, exactly bad scout players we have. Christian, probably the most renowned scout user in CSGO, can definitely do some damage. Oscar playing close up, and this is a range that the P250 thrives in.
And a headshot angle as well. Can't get aim punched in the same way.
And also look at the rotation here. The aggressing CT player, that's Stiko and B-Apps, it's kind of just given so much information as to what's going on from Liquid side, and there's going to be more or less a 4-man stack here.
The second these smokes rain over, Mousesports know it's a commitment as well because of that position. Oscar can't land the shot. He gets taken down through the wall, and Rops caught on the edge of the bench as well, going down. Great flashbang, but it will only allow for 1 kill of Sunny, and now Liquid already watching their backline. Stiko can get a kill, but does he save the AK?
You can see if he can do some more damage.
Yeah, certainly worth trying. That nade, never fun.
Yeah, that settles it. If that nade doesn't go in, I think Stiko's going to be brazen enough to try to go for more. He's going to get picked up here by Twist, though. Nicely done, and Team Liquid deal with that really well. Setting up the smokes, obviously, as they execute towards that A-bomb site. They leave spawn open as well, similar to what we saw Mousesports do, but the first couple of smokes negates Rops' position. He's not going to be able to find any tags with the scout, and they do a good job of cleaning things up. And that could have gotten scary, though, if Oscar's able to connect on Elige as he pushes up, and or just Elige isn't able to actually get him through the boxes as he backs off. That becomes a constant, you know, distraction from Team Liquid as they push up towards A, because they're going to have to deal with them. They're going to have to choose a wide angle. Now finds 2 easy kills in Apps. And the remaining 3 Mousesports players over towards B here. So Nitro is going to have a chance to earn some cash himself. Just spot out Stiko. Hasn't seen anyone else. Nice little tag to the head as well. Might actually get baited into this. Well, hashtag worth. Does get the 1 kill at least. And considering the circumstances, that's probably all I was going to get out of it. Still no chance for Mousesports to win this round. Maybe if Oscar is lucky, he can find the low HP player here and Elige and get some extra kills. Steel is going to be the man chasing. He is able to win at the duel. So pretty solid anti-eco rounds coming in from Team Liquid. Much better than what we saw on Train. It's going to build them a solid bank as well. And that was kind of the story as well on Team Liquid's end for the better part of the CT side as well. Them being able to reset Mousesports immediately after that 3rd round bye. Got off to a really good start. Always had money at hand. Mousesports, on the other hand, though, they're going to be completely broke after buying up here. This is, well, almost a do-or-die round.
Well, completely broke before buying as well. Look at the utility, look at the no kits. This really isn't a great buy from Mousesports. Again, it's exactly what they were doing constantly on train. These buys that I feel like they should be considering double ecos for, because they're not picking up rounds. Although they want to get this this buy in early on the second half, so it is understandable. However, if this doesn't work, they are really digging a hole for themselves. Liquid are going to be able to get to 14 before Mousesports have guns back in their hands, but there's a good start. Timed peak well for Liquid, but Oscar hits his shot and Sunny doesn't get taken down, so that's worth it for Mousesports at least. Chris J, aggression, does take 2 kills, not sure how.
It's really well done. And Nitro, well, isn't going to go down, but does take significant damage from Sunny. Sunny probably a bit upset with himself not being able to close that out. And Nitro actually going to find a second one as well. Stico once again trying to be aggressive in B-apps. I don't think that's necessary when you're up 4v2. You can still just play off of sight, and that should be more than enough. The bomb is dropped in mid, though, and that's going to be tough for them to actually get up. Chris is still completely untouched as well on Catwalk. They know he's been there, and well, now he's going to get confirmation as well. That is inside ladder room. But
ooh, that's a good peek. And he doesn't even kill the low HP player as well, so Nitro now stuck in a...
Well, why not?
Yeah, okay, that works, Oscar. 3 kills. Mousesports, they do pick up that buy, so a definite boost to their economy moving forward.
Yeah.
Rop saves a Galil.
He's probably going to hold on to that as well, but somebody needs to drop this Stico and Sunny. There we go. Now the all-important rebuy from Liquid here to have the opportunity still to mess up Mousesports' economy. So Mousesports by no means out of dodge yet. Stico has to go with the MP9, but he does place towards that B bomb site. So it's still possible to be efficient with. Rob's very close up here. Might actually find the lead.
Oh no, the flash doesn't do a thing. Neither does a spray. That's why you don't save the Galil. Elige gets that frag. And Liquid, what a way to open a round. Not what they expected, but certainly going to do the job. Cross from Oscar does hit the tag, so 2 players low. He can't finish off either of them. Elige takes them down. And now Mousesports, 3 on 5, even with Liquid having low HP players, still proving to be effective. The nade is on the wrong position. Twist gets tagged as well. No way, Mousesports can't finish off a single frag. Everyone's tagged up here for Liquid. Nafly on the site. And Steel, the other player who's actually not hit, is holding the backside, so Mousesports can't flank in this position because it's covered. And I like the slow down pace from Liquid. They know they're tagged up, they don't want to overface, and that's going to throw the seed of doubt to Mousesports. They rotate to B.
I'm not really sure why they would rotate off towards B.
Because it's slowed down, I guess.
They've slowed down, but they've also had a pretty good idea that Liquid have committed with at least some players towards that A-bomb site.
The good thing is Stico's up on short, and while he only has an MP9, there's no smoke for the cross, so if he peeks short to connector, he may be able to get some damage off or even kill these low HP players. 30 seconds left, and Liquid have to make progress. Finally, Nafly moves deep to the site, and he'll be able to take CT as well. And Mousesports have no idea. Twist executes Sunny in the connector, and now Chris J. He has to rotate and get it all done. Nafly caught out of position, but no, Chris J misses a spray. There was such a good chance. With everyone being low, Mousesports still had a chance to win that 3v5, but now it's out the window.
Yeah, that's a bitter round to lose for Mousesports. They know they've done damage to at least 2 out of the 3 players. Obviously, Oscar maybe not 100% convinced that he got the leg on onto Elige initially. But yeah, that's Team Liquid eking by into a 13th round, but they don't care. Round is a round. They're also going to survive with 5 most likely here as nobody rotates towards the position of Stico. And this is going to have massive implications for Mousesports here. Only a MP9 to bring into the next round. And no real extra money to speak of. That is really dire if you're Mousesports.
But it's very well played from Liquid. I don't know how they get out of that with no deaths. Hitting their shots on the A-bomb site. And to be honest, this is the complete polar opposite of what I expected coming into this map.
I definitely didn't expect it. And I think just individually, Mousesports have been kind of off in this. We see it, Chris J definitely shouldn't be able to lose out that duel versus Naf. Rops definitely should be able to kill Elige as he pops out through the smoking T-ramp. And Oscar, I guess he has a bit of a tougher task, seeing how it's definitely a bait jump coming in from Liquid, and he does tag. And then Elige kind of just ducks under the crosshair of him on the re-peak. But so many opportunities for Mousesports there to just find kills and just stem the entire push from Liquid. They're just not able to connect the dots. Tactical timeout coming out once more from Mouse. Might be talking things over whether or not they want to invest into this or not. Stico was the only one to hold on to his weapon. And, well, we've seen them deciding to buy into this in the past, and that's what they're going to do again. Oh, actually, Sunny has an AK. That's Stiko actually finding that in the previous round, dropping that over to Sunny at the expense of his MP9. Obviously, beneficial trade, and Sunny's going to invest into light Kevlar as well.
Interesting to see they all go B with a heavy stack when Liquid haven't played B once this entire half. It's just going to be another A play. Elige walks out and just takes the head off of Oscar, and the nade drops Rops as well. So that's the round over, just 10 seconds in. But interesting stack decision from Mousesports with the way that Liquid have been playing. And Elige, he's just decimating everyone here.
He's having a real good game now towards the second half here. Climbing up the scoreboard to join Nav, Twist, and Nitro.
And Nafly, one of those players who was struggling a little bit in the previous map, despite having a great tournament so far, back in good form, back carrying Liquid through this.
Yeah. We talked about how Oscar always seemingly seems to find frags on Mirage. That's not been the case. 11 for him. Obviously, haven't played too many rounds on the CT side or had the AWP too many times. That could be a factor, but yeah, for the better part, it does really feel like this has been just Sunny getting rounds on the board for Mousesports more than anything else.
Yeah, can't say I disagree with that one. Mousesports, they've got to piece together this buy here because it's 14 rounds up for Liquid, too far away for Mousesports to play to OT, so they've got to try and get this win, as hard as that may seem at this point.
Yeah, they do get the up on Oscar though, and this is the final stand for Mouse. They need to rack up a ton of rounds before they potentially allow Liquid to get a map win so they can rebuy. Even here, it's the same story as it's been all game for them. Even in the previous map, very low on utility. So have to rely heavily on solid crossbars and whatnot. chrisJ doesn't make the jump. So he's stuck in underpass behind the smoke, and Naf, well, he's going to make his way quickly up towards B.
Look at the speed of this execute, and look at the damage from Sunny again, spraying through the smoke. The tag of the AWP hits Nafly, and Sunny gets a kill anyway. Nitro going to try and hold off these rotations from Mousesports, but they hold their angles. Oscar not overfacing. That's a hard shot to hit. He's really relying on some reactions there. But they haven't seen Liquid exit through the apps just yet, so only one player on the site, that is Elige. And Mousesports, this should be their round. It would require not only some mistakes made, but some incredible efforts from Liquid to take this one. Nitro not going to be able to get that cross shot as the smoke comes in, allowing Mousesports to move over. Elige, I like this position. He may be able to get a free kill out of it as well. Oscar just trying to wait for his team to get in position in apps, and they will. Elige forces the kill. Now Nitro jumping out of the apartments after spotting two players. Where's the third, though? They haven't seen him. Sunny grabs the kill from the apartments. Now Elige is going to get backstabbed. Doesn't matter. Chris gets him anyway. And Mousesports, they'll get the retake. So very well played, at least in not overfacing and actually grouping up.
Yeah, very patient there from Mousesports. The two guys at Kitchen has to wait pretty much for the guys through B hall. So if not grab a kill, but at least drag attention, and you see that's what happens. Nitro spots it, peeks it out, misses the shot, and even if he hits that, there's still one more guy he has to focus on, and that obviously leaves the second player from Liquid isolated on the site to fight for his own. And even though it does pick up Oscar, that's probably the one mistake Mousesports did make in that sense. Rob's playing a little bit too passive, not being with Oscar and giving him the potential to trade, but still works out for them thanks to Sunny.
And so much money for Liquid as well, so it won't be an issue to buy up here. Still got plenty of cash to fall back on as well, so full AK is up, and Oscar already going to shut down this connector push. Bomb going straight in. Liquid just trying to out-aim Mousesports, and it certainly won't work just yet. Nafly tagging Sunny, going for the wide face, but Sunny is ready. Of course he's ready. 2 kills. Mousesports 9 rounds, but still in the favor of Liquid by a big margin, 14-9.
I'm very curious as to the kind of decision-makings Rops is making right now. In that scenario, you have a double stack up from Oscar and Sunny and Connector, which is great and all, especially with the information they've gained early on. They also pick up a ton of frags, but Rops, for some reason, is fallen back all the way in towards CT spawn, like the actual CT spawn. And so Nafly is able to get up on A. Obviously, you know, if the stars align kind of for Nafly, he can kind of, well, get both players in Connector and also not have to worry about Rops because he's fallen so far behind, so far back for no real reason. He hasn't really ran into too much pressure at that point to, I feel, warrant that passive of a play. And he seemed very passive as well during the retake in the previous round, just not being in tune with what Oscar was doing. That's a bit worrisome. But nonetheless, Mousesports do win a round. Still enough money for Liquid to buy up here. This is going to be, well, if they get a bomb plant, they should be able to buy here. Even still, that's the benefit of getting off to those solid T sides. Seemingly endless amounts of money.
Fairly easy to get bomb plants on this map as well, with you know, passive CT, A site control, meaning Liquid can easily get executes and bombs down. So Mousesports play for 5-on-5 retake. You can see the setup right now for Mousesports is exactly that. We've got Rops in the spawn, Oscar in the jungle, and Sunny in the underpass. 2 kills. How does he get out that one with 8 HP? I have no idea. Liquid now going to opt for that original plan, which was the A smokes, but they won't commit with it because they haven't got that split through connector. Makes things very difficult. And I'm surprised they throw all those smokes anyway, considering it's very clear they're not committing, and now they're out of utility.
Maybe they're trying to play into the hints. Similar, you know, in the previous A take, they did where they kind of just stopped entirely.
Wow.
That might be, you know, trying to play with the minds of Mousesports. Sunny's going to get caught out. Did only have 8 HP, but they find him so early that they still have time to rotate back and do whatever they want. Mousesports are not really any the wiser. So that information that Sunny does receive is going to be more or less useless.
Well, let's see if Mousesports can hold their own on this bomb site. Liquid have to play contact without those smokes as mentioned.
Yeah. 2-man setup, and Oscar's going to get the pick with Liquid trying to go on contact, and that Rops, all he needs to do is just kind of hide away. This is one of the positions where he can actually play as passively as he'd like. Just wait for a potential bomb plant to try to go down from Liquid.
Nice peek from Rops. Information passed over from Oscar, and that's enough for him to get the double kill. So, Mousesports 10 rounds. I don't want to jinx it early on, but Liquid on advantages on Mirage. There's definitely a history there. Obviously, different team.
I think every Liquid fan has tried to just black that part of history out from their memory.
Let's just not think about that, right?
Yeah,
you know?
don't look at it.
Don't walk into B, okay? Don't walk into B.
Yeah, well, I guess luckily there's no cold zero with an AWP there.
But Oscar's a whole different beast to contend with as well.
Yeah, well, Liquid ran out of the reserves, not getting a bomb plant. They will opt for ZZs. Nitro picking up full Kevlar, Elysian, Steel with Light. Ooh, if they can close the gap here, if Stico's not able to find a frag, could be a bomb plant at the hands of Liquid. Well, remains to be seen. Stico might try to re-aggress. Not actually going to jump up after the flash. Just goes a little bit later. Twist does not expect it, and that's one very important frag to stagger the push.
Yeah, spots 2 more as well, so cool for that rotate. Bomb dropped out of the window into the hands of Chris J, where everyone else is as well. Chris J tapping away, 3rd kill, maybe a 4K, but Elige going to trade. So gun can't be retrieved because Oscar has the cross, but either way, it's another round on the board for Liquid. Sorry, Mousesports, as expected, of course, being an eco for Liquid.
Yeah.
14-11. Now the buy can come through here for the T side.
Now Liquid has to think about things a little bit. They've found a lot of success initially with their A takes. It remains to be seen if they go back towards that. Now, obviously, Mousesports do have the benefit of actually having a proper buy with all the utility they need and so on. So the task only gets tougher for Team Liquid. And, well, from the initial setup, it seems like they want to set up towards A. It has been the place where they found success, so not too surprisingly. Still pretty heavy mid pressure from Mousesports again. We haven't seen too much of the aggression, but it's kind of a lucky draw for them. Allows for a quicker rotation time. Smokes go out, though. Elige making a ton of noise. Still finding the frag onto Sunny, though.
Yeah, that was a good position from Sunny. Surprised he doesn't get a kill there. Rob's got to be careful in the spawn as well. If he jumps up, he jumps to his death. This is why Steel's ready. Catches him on the edge of the smoke. Natfly getting the kill from underpass, and that should seal the deal, surely. Although Oscar is still alive, and him and Stico will both grab a kill, so Elysian Steel dead. And now Liquid, they're getting into the post plant, but look at the bomb position. It's planted open, and not only with Natfly at the top and middle, but also Twist in the jungle. They have a really good combination. Naf going to go back towards short for a better angle as well. And while Mousesports have a smoke for this bomb, it's not going to be easy.
Wow.
They need to jump on it. It's a missed smoke. That's a huge blunder. That may cost them the entire round as well. Oscar makes up for it with an AWP shot, and he'll just stick the bomb. Balls to the wall here for Oscar. Getting off the bomb, he would have won that. That would have been his round, but now Twist isn't going to go back in. And Oscar, he's got to say no. He's got to say goodbye because they won this round. There's just no time left.
How do you mess up that smoke that badly?
They would have won that round.
Yeah, if a second. Obviously, that's a massive risk, but I feel like that's probably his only opportunity to actually win it at that point. But dear Lord, how do you throw, like, that lands closer to sandwich than the actual bomb?
A bit off topic, but I think Hellraisers just must have 2-0'd Gambit because I just saw Gambit step up and they're not cheering. Or maybe they are actually, all the cameras are over there. Ignore me. Yeah. Maybe 1-1 now. Obviously, Hellraisers took the first map earlier on, 16-8. On the map pick of Gambit, nonetheless. Yeah. Obviously, that's going on in the mainstream right now. Have they just split maps or?
Yep, they're going to a third as well.
Okay.
Mo with a 30 bomb there on Inferno. definitely doing his part. So they're going to be playing it on Mirage once they get into it. But for now, we're focused on Team Liquid versus Mousesports. And, well, Mousesports have allowed Liquid to get to map point. So they could also be looking at a third map here. As we mentioned, Mousesports were given the opportunity to get a rebuy. Op in the hands of Oscar, Colts galore, and much more utility than what we've been used to seeing from the Mousesports side on their CTs.
Failed window smoke though, that's never fun. Doesn't matter for Liquid, luckily enough. They're running into B. Stiko the only man here. Oscar's come for the rotation, but Stiko needs to go big. He needs a kill here instantly. Chris tries to shut down the mid play, and Oscar actually will open up with a kill onto Steel from the market, but with that, Stiko dead on the site. So, Mousesports in a 4-on-4. Liquid run out of utility, and the bomb yet to go down as well. Oscar could certainly get out of this market right now, and there's a lot of CTs coming in to try and play this retake, and good utility to do so. They should be able to win this round. Sunny does take down Nafly in the entry, and Chris, he swaps position in the smoke. There's going to be Nitro right behind him, and he has no idea. Nitro's playing this like a genius. There's the kill. Could be a bit preemptive, though, because now Mousesports know exactly where this player is. However, do they know Allegiance is in position? Sunny does. That's a big frag, and now Nitro trying to hold the cross, trying to turn this into a one-on-one. Rops is allowed to go past, but no further. Nitro takes the headshot and repositions to Sunny. He'll do it. It's 16 rounds for Liquid. They'll take map number 2.
They do, and they bring it on to Inferno, and that has to feel really good for them. They didn't play to their level on Train, managed to drop that map, but come back with vengeance on Mirage. Well, Mousesports, yeah, head hanging high on Sunny right there. And if I'm Mousesports, I'm pretty frustrated with how I played that Mirage, because that was nowhere near what we're used to seeing. That felt way more like the performance we saw them have versus SK, but even then, that was more put together than what they just showcased.
I mean, this is the Mousesports caving under pressure thing. This is the issue, right? Because they're very good early in the tournament. They seem to, look at the Swiss in the major. It was the same as here. They get a couple of wins, they look good, and then they start losing games they shouldn't. Obviously the QB Fire game comes to mind on the Train, and now they're losing out on their map pick, a map that they've been so strong on. This is the only issue, or the big issue at least for the moment, with Mousesports. And now moving forward to a third map of Inferno, I don't know where this is going.
I would actually favor Liquid going into Inferno.
Yeah.
So yeah, that just adds kind of more frustration to Mousesport, really. They managed to grab the map off of Liquid. This has been home turn for them. This should be a map they should be able to take away from Liquid, but Liquid will it otherwise. And just in general, great play from all Liquid players across the board. They had a bit of a rougher time getting into it on Train. And they kind of had to rely on Elise, especially on that map, to serve things up for them. But here we saw Nafly coming more into it. Nitro as well, with a ton of important op picks. Twist playing very well towards that bomb site and the pit area. So much more to be happy about if you're Liquid going into the third map.
Yeah, definitely, and now the confidence really is up. Winning on the map that I'm sure they'd be scared of playing, even with the fact that they've been training on it so much this tournament, because Mousesports have taken it off the likes of SK, off of G2. So definitely a worrisome situation averted by Liquid, but going forward to the third map, yeah, I agree. I think they now are favoured, definitely coming into Inferno, not only also, looking good individually, but also coming off the momentum of that second map, and obviously not throwing away that advantage. It looked scary for a second, but still managing to maintain control. I'm impressed at this Liquid. We've obviously been seeing a huge rise in the NA teams. Recently Cloud9 obviously coming to mind with the major win, and Liquid. Even at the major when they didn't have their full roster, when they were playing with a coach, which obviously no disrespect to Zeus, he played fantastically considering he's not a player anymore. It was nice to see the fact that they got deep in the event. They did well in the qualifier. They got to the group stage. They also got a few wins there. Not making it to the playoffs, but we didn't expect them to. So good to see that from Liquid. And now at this event, they're one map away from going to the playoffs as well. Yeah.
And for Mousesports, that I guess all too familiar stage of going up 2-0 and then being at the brink of elimination, that looms if they were to go 2-2. Well, only time will tell, and here's the 1v1 that obviously if Oscar just held the defuse, which would have been an extremely ballsy play, would have won him with Twist not committing to a peek.
It's just a shame he held it for 2.5 seconds and then he got off it when Twist just baited with a shot. He didn't even, fully commit to the fight by any means. So Very unfortunate, but of course the best players, Sunny, top of the board. Doesn't matter that they lost the map. He has been outstanding today. However, that has not led them to too much victory. Nafly on the side of Liquid, looking fantastic as always. And, you know, just all across the board, strong performance from Liquid.
Yeah, like we alluded to, the fact that more players on an individual basis step up for them on this second map, and Sunny, who always seems to deliver on Mirage, was kind of just left to his own devices a lot of the time. And yeah, that's not how you can play it out. Team Liquid are way too good of a team to just fall to one player.
For sure. Well, we'll be heading to Inferno for the third map. Who even knows where this one is going? Do not want to miss